The intj personality type is one of the most uncommon and misunderstood of the Myers-Briggs personality types. If you're not sure if this is your personality type, here are 10 signs you're an intj. The signs listed in this video apply to more than one personality type individually. In the Myers-Briggs system, there are 16 different types, and many of them have a lot in common, making it difficult to tell them apart. However, if you identify with most of these characteristics, you're probably an intj. 1. Your mind functions in a unique way. INTJs are a relatively uncommon personality type. Only about 30% of the population is intuitive, and your preference for sensing/intuition influences how you process the world and learn new information. The fact that intj-t's minds work differently than most other people they'll meet and interact with is a natural consequence of this fact. However, you've probably already figured it out. INTJs have a proclivity for deep thought, and many are acutely aware that their minds work in a fundamentally different way than most others. This distinction is due to how the intj personality uses their preferred mental functions. 2. Patterns and perspectives are something you notice. You notice patterns, especially big picture patterns that other people overlook as an intj. Introverted intuition intj-t's cognitive function. INTJs have a keen sense of what's going on behind the scenes. And, because this process takes place in the background of your mind, you frequently make intuitive leaps that you can't explain but that are based on patterns you've noticed without realizing it. Introverted intuition is dubbed perspectives by Personality Hacker because it is focused on the patterns that form those perspectives, i.e., our subjective beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, and over time it starts to see the pattern of the patterns. This enables INTJs to adopt a meta-perspective and see things from a variety of perspectives. Because they understand different perspectives so well, it's easy for an INTJ to play devil's advocate in almost any argument. 3. You have a tangled inner life. INTJs prefer the inner world to the outer world because they are introverts. INTJs have a vivid imagination and a rich, complex inner world, despite the fact that they are perceived as a no-nonsense personality type. With INTJs, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. INTJs spend a lot of time inside their heads because introverted intuition is their favorite mental process. You look at the world from the inside out, processing everything you learn on a personal and subjective level. There's a good chance you keep yourself entertained with a witty internal monologue that, if shared with others, would shock and surprise them. 4. You make decisions that aren't based on your personal feelings. Extroverted thinking is an INTJ's preferred decision-making method. To arrive at the most logical, efficient, and effective decisions, this function focuses on impersonal criteria. While INTJs have strong emotions, they don't base their decisions on feelings or personal concerns when deciding between two options or how to best achieve a goal. People may perceive you as cold or heartless as a result of this trait, but this is far from the case. INTJs have strong feelings and are deeply concerned about the people in their lives. Their brains, on the other hand, are not wired to prioritize those concerns when making decisions. As an INTJ, you believe that the best decisions are those that work and make logical sense, not necessarily those that will please everyone. 5. You're looking for practical solutions. Extroverted thinking is intj-t's preferred decision-making process, as we discussed in the previous point. This function is dubbed effectiveness by Personality Hacker because people who use it try their hardest to ensure that the actions they take lead to solutions that are both sustainable and effective. Because they use their introverted intuition to keep long-term goals in mind and project into the future, INTJs are insanely good at creating effective, long-lasting solutions. Your solutions may be a little less grounded in reality than, say, ISTJ types, but they'll always be based on solid research and verifiable facts. An INTJ is always looking for the most effective choice to make in any situation, whether it's buying a new phone or planning major projects at work. 6. It's difficult to persuade you to change your mind. INTJs are known for being stubborn, not because they refuse to see other points of view, but because they have given their ideas so much thought that they are certain they are correct. An INTJ is happy to debate a point with someone, but he or she rarely expects the other person to change the INTJ's mind. This point is linked to an INTJ's preferred intuitive and thinking functions, as well as their tertiary function, introverted feeling. Aligning with your authentic, personal values is a big part of your introverted feeling side. It's often difficult to change your mind about something that holds such deep meaning for you. But it's not impossible. As an INTJ, you're good at seeing things from different perspectives, and if someone can back up their claims with rational arguments and verifiable facts, you're likely to reconsider your position. Eventually, I'm sure. 7. You may be perplexed as to why so many people are irrational. It's possible that non-INTJs appear irrational because making logical decisions comes so naturally to you. Something obvious to you may be completely unknown to another person, and when you bring it up, they may regard you as a genius or a crackpot depending on the nature of the idea or fact. This point also has to do with how your mind differs from that of many others. Other thinking and intuitive types are probably the easiest to comprehend, but they can be perplexing at times. Feeling types make decisions based on things that appear illogical to you, while sensors see the world in a fundamentally different way. It's important to remember that just because people don't all think like you doesn't mean they're all idiots. It simply indicates that they have different strengths. 8. Others appear to be perplexed by you. People rarely understand my INTJ sister's sense of humor, which she frequently remarks on. It's dry, sarcastic, and a little dark, and those who aren't familiar with her might be perplexed as to whether she's being serious or not. She also appears embarrassed by how many people refer to her as smart, because she simply works hard and makes logical decisions, according to her. The way she sees herself and how others see her are frequently at odds. The feeling that others misunderstand you is common among INTJs. Others' perceptions of you may not always reflect who you are or how you want to be perceived by those around you. They may label you as bossy when you're simply assertive, or as nice when you're barely meeting the minimum requirements for a decent human being. This may be perplexing to you because, as an INTJ, you are usually forthright and may not understand why others are perplexed by you. 9. On the inside, you're an emotional person. INTJs spend a lot of time ensuring that others don't perceive them as emotional, but their hard exterior hides a soft interior that is deeply affected by their surroundings. Other people are unlikely to witness these emotions unless they are extremely close to you, but the emotions are there. Others may think you're apathetic or have a resting bitch face that doesn't show any emotion other than irritation. INTJs, contrary to popular belief, have strong emotions. The high value you place on loyalty is one way this trait manifests for INTJs. Once you've accepted someone into your circle of friends, you'll go to great lengths to help them. When that loyalty is betrayed, the ensuing hurt can cause you to cut someone off so quickly that the INFJ door slam looks gentle. 10. The way you see the outside world is affected by stress. When a type is stressed, their inferior function often manifests. Extroverted sensing is the INTJ's function. Obsessive focus on external data, overindulgence in sensory pleasures like food or shopping, and/or an adversarial attitude toward the outside world are typical INTJ stress reactions. Stressed INTJs may try to escape the outside world by escaping into books, television series, or video games. They may withdraw and become depressed, or they may become enraged, suspicious, and hostile. On the other hand, hobbies such as painting, cooking, or running can teach you how to use your sensing side in healthier ways. You might even discover that you enjoy the types of activities that get you out of your head and into the physical world for a short period of time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future videos. Also, take a look at our other videos. I'll see you in the next one.